I took these screenshots from the Steps app. I want to show you how you can quickly generate these beautiful screens using an AI code editor. You can use an AI code editor like Cursor, Windsurf, or Alex. Using a tool like Alex, it allows you to upload multiple images. In this example, we have 3 beautiful screenshots from the Steps app. So I'm going to show you how you can quickly generate similar screens for your SwiftUI app. What we are going to generate will not be exactly the same as the screens you see here. However, you can use the code as a starting point to work faster and modify the code to look similar to these screens. Let's launch Alex and Xcode and start working. So over here, I have created all the screens. We have different sections on the tab bar. On the settings screen, there is nothing. We have goals, steps, with day, week, and month segmented controls. We have workout and result screen. So I generated all these beautiful screens with the graph using Alex with this prompt and other follow-up prompts. You can use a tool like Cursor or Windsurf to achieve the same thing. However, working with Alex, you can upload multiple screens. As you see on the left side of the screen, I uploaded all the 3 screens, the day view, week view, and month view, and added this prompt. I wanted the module to use these screens to create SwiftUI views, and stated further, if necessary, there should be multiple files for each screen. I also added the top views should be in a SwiftUI toolbar, and the bottom views should be in a tab bar, and the graph should be drawn using Swift charts. I also specified a segmented control should be used for the day, week, and month views, as you see over here. One great thing about using Alex for AI code generation for SwiftUI projects is that you can reference the Apple documentation. So over here, I'm going to add the @ symbol. You have noticed we have the option to add files. We can reference the code base and also reference the whole Apple documentation or reference an individual page. That is what I did. You have noticed on the top of the page, I have added the SF symbol documentation and also a documentation about Swift charts. I'm going to cancel the search. As I told you before, Alex allows you to add multiple images to your chart. So by clicking this image icon, you have noticed I added all the 3 images. This feature can be very useful. For example, if you want to generate several designs from multiple screens. In this example, I use Claude 3.5 Sonnet. You can also use other models like the OpenAI O1 Mini or O1 Preview and others. Before we continue, I will select all the files I generated and delete them. I want to show you how to add them to the Xcode project and fix errors as well. So let's delete everything we generated with the AI model. So you have noticed from the Xcode project navigator, I have the folder Steps App UI. We want to add all the generated files in this folder. So let's go back to the Alex window. By selecting the folder in the Xcode project navigator, we go back to Alex. This is the first file that was generated. We have the response from the model and the generated file, that is content view. By clicking the add file button beside the file name, we can add the Swift file to the Xcode project. So let's click add file. You have noticed here that has been added to the Xcode project. For the file we just added, you have noticed here we have about 5 errors. Let's fix them. The first one is invalid redeclaration of content view. That means I already have content view in one of the folders here. So let's rename that to content view 2. Also, we want to see the preview. Let's add the Xcode preview so that we can see the screens on the simulator. Next, we have these other errors. So let's go back to Alex. All these views are mixing. So for example, for the steps view, you can see that is this file. Since we are still in the Steps App UI directory, we can click add file to add a directory to the Xcode project as well. I will scroll down again and go to the next file. That is devview.swift. I will add it as well and move on to the next. If I go to content view again, there were still some screens mixing. So I added a follow-up prompt you have noticed I specified add the content of the following views. We have the goals view, workouts view, and results view mixing. So by specifying that, the model went ahead and generated these files. We have the goals view, so let's add it. I will go to the next, that is the workouts view. I will add it as well and scroll down further. Over here, it also stated, finally, let's create the results view. So let's add it. By scrolling down further, there was still something mixing. It did not generate the week view and the month view. If I go back to the image again, the screen in the middle is the week view and the one on the right is the month view. So I added this prompt to generate the two views that are mixing. First, we have the week view. So let's add it to the project and scroll down and add the other remaining view, that is the month view. If we go back to the Xcode project, you have noticed here we still have errors. So let's clean the project by going to Product and selecting Clean Build folder. We still have other errors. For example, in Workouts view, there is an error. So I asked the model to fix the issue, and this is the solution. So after generating all the files, you can go through each one of them and do some modifications and editing, and also fix the views that were not generated well. To preview each of the individual page, we can add a preview. So here we have workouts view. Let's add a preview to see how it looks like. We can go to the next file and do the same. For the plus button, you can see there is no interactivity, but we can go ahead and add another prompt to link it to one of the screens. So let's change this to week view. You have noticed here that uses Swift charts. I'll change this to steps view. Here we can go to the week screen and the month screen. The results view also uses Swift charts. Let's go to the month view and add the preview as well. Then we have the goals view, the day view, and finally the content view, where we have all the views together on one screen. We don't have anything on the settings screen, but we can go ahead and add anything we want to appear here. We can also make these buttons interactive. So this is how you can generate multiple screen designs using an AI code editor for your SwiftUI project. This is very useful, for example, if you want to create designs from multiple existing screens. I did not clean the code or do any further edits, but once you generate the files this way, you can go ahead and edit the files further. The generated code may not be perfect, but you can use it as a starting point to create your designs for a SwiftUI app. These language models are getting so good. So one thing you can do is to describe how you want the individual sections to be. For example, for the screen on the left, we can add a prompt to generate multiple files for the various sections: the top view, the goals section, the results section, the graph, and the rest. Doing so will help you generate a screen that mimics this one. I will make another video that goes into detail about designing the various sections of the individual screens you see here using Alex or Cursor. I will also create another video making this fully interactive by generating all the mixing parts. For example, the share screen, setting screen, and the rest.